All right, it's rolling.
All right. So draft starting from pick 1 to pick 12 and skipping myself, of course. So David started with Barkley, which kind of gets a floor on how bad your draft can be if you get the first pick. He didn't do anything completely terrible, which is a little bit unusual for David. Usually he tries to pick Marvin Harrison or somebody that was picked 3 rounds before, so you got to give him props for that.
Kittle was really early.
Yeah, Kittle was a little bit early if you don't think he's going to set the record for tight end receiving yards for the second year in a row, which he probably won't. But because he has the best player, he can only drop so far. So C+, I think he'll have a solid squad to get a shot at the playoffs. On the other side of the coin, Kevin right after him, he has at least 5 players on his roster who will not be playing in week 1, which is going to be a little bit rough. He took Jacoby Brissett as his quarterback, who was not a starter in the NFL until somebody retired. Yeah, I was too generous with D. I'm going D-. And the only reason I'm not giving him an F is that he took Delaney Walker.
I think that's
was a very
the
good
lowest scoring you've ever given.
Yeah, it's really bad. He could, like I think it was Mike said, have a decent roster by week 14, but he's going to be playing in the consolation bracket by then, so it won't be helping him too much.
Is Kevin in my division? I really hope so.
Yeah, I don't know the divisions.
Really want Kevin to be in my division.
We've got 3 of the downtown people, but he's not in the downtown. So maybe not.
So Andy did pretty solid all the way around. No real reaches. Looks like Duke Johnson, depending on how the Carlos Hyde signing works out, could end up not working out, but he's got a couple upside guys later on, so I'd just consider his team solid overall. B- is a solid grade.
Is it?
For me, it is. I'm a really tough grader. I pretty much never give out an A or an F.
Oh.
If I was a teacher, people probably wouldn't like me.
Not being graded on a curve.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Almost everyone gets a B or a C in some fashion, unless you really screwed up, then you get a D. That's pretty much the Tom system.
Okay.
Okay.
But you
so,
still really want to get an A.
With that in mind, Scott, I think you did pretty well. I don't really disagree with
B-.
with any of your decisions. You've got some guys that could pop for you in the second half, and you've got solid core of backs and receivers in your first round. So B+ is about as good as it gets, as just mentioned.
Take that.
Jeff gets a B- every year because he just slightly has different ideas than me, I guess, about who's going to be out on any given slot. I think Derrick Henry in the 3rd round was kind of gross. He's a game script kind of running back, and their game script's going to be a lot of passing in the second half, and he just doesn't have that as part of the game, so that's rough. And then Hilton, I don't mind him in round 5, but it's just pretty variable because we really don't know what Brissett's going to do unless, talk to Kevin. I guess it could be different. And then I got to dock him a little bit for picking the Bears defense in the 8th round. There's no way that they're end up worth an 8th round pick, even if they're the best defense again, which just based on statistics is really unlikely. So Jeff earned his B-.
Did you get anything else for the free tight ends?
I honestly at after round 10 or whatever, I really have a hard time criticizing anything.
Now that it's a flex, actually, it's not the worst.
Yeah,
It's actually not the worst thing.
Whatever. Kyle Rudolph's probably never going to start. He's going to drop him in week 2 for somebody that got injured, so it's not a big deal. Moving on to J-Bomb, I like his squad a little bit better than Jeff's. Similar to Scott, I think he did a good job of not making any ridiculous reaches. I think his upside is just a little bit lower as far as guys that can pop, just in my opinion. And with Cook and Williams and Geis as his top 3 running backs, I think there's a little more risk there. None of those guys has ever put together a 16-game season. So I'm going to grade him a little lower to B, but I think J-Bomb did pretty well. Moving down again a little bit, I think even though he ended up with a lot of good players, Mike's really going to need Mahomes to have another record-breaking season or come close to it in order to justify all the maneuvering he did. And he's going to be trying, just prepare everyone, he's going to be offering you, Travis Kelce or Brandon Cooks for your RB1, starting week 2 every single week the rest of the year.
Tom said.
So just be prepared for that. I think it's probably a playoff squad just because there's a decent amount of depth. I give you a C+. Matt, he did a little bit better than in previous years. I feel like he used to have a kind of a tendency to reach on anyone from Texas, and I don't see any Texans or Cowboys in his team. Oh no, he was Dak Prescott, but still. So I give him a little more. No harm in Dak Prescott in the 11th round. So I think again, Matt has a competitive team that'll be right on there. It's pretty hard to split hairs between like his team and Mike's team and Andy's team, so I just gave Matt a C. Emily, I thought your squad turned out pretty well for the inaugural LFL draft. You got upside pretty much in your top 7 picks in a row, I would say, maybe 8. It's unknown what Beckham will be in the Browns, but you know, people think highly of Mayfield and people think highly of their coordinator, so I think that could pay off. Gurley is a big risk, so you know, you have volatility there, but if you know he works out, then you have a legit RB1, and then the rest of your wide receivers and Howard and Ryan all seem like decent values to me. So I'm going a little higher perhaps than would be prudent, just because I'm kind of with you that I think Gurley's going to be good, but I'm going to give you a B+ as well. It is subject to change. If any news about his knee comes out, that'll probably go into a C+, but because you don't have a lot behind it. But for now, that's what you get.
Okay, I'll take it.
John and Josh are the last 2 here, and they're similar in that when you're near the end, the bottom end of the first round, you just kind of have to plant your flag on guys you want and hope it works out, and kind of take what the draft brings to you. And I think you both did that just fine. You're both in the B range for me. I think I like John's just a little bit better, but this is again based on running back uncertainty, because Josh has Gordon and John has Eckler. So if Gordon only misses 3 or 4 games, then I think that would swing the dynamic. And
Gordon's allowed
Josh's,
to get a trade.
or if he gets traded and signs, that would also do it. There's also some unknown with Miles Sanders and Devin Singletary. You guys both took rookies fairly early. That's pretty volatile as well. But I think you're both in good shape. I gave John a B and Josh a B-.
All right.
So that is the grades for
What about
2019.
you two?
My team's fine. It's like a B, B- C+ range.
Should we all do Tom's team?
Sure,
Should
go
we
ahead.
Huddle
Let
and
me have it.
Huddle and
Josh, you
talk.
should do it.
No.
Be
This is a group
as
effort.
harsh
Here.
as possible.
It's got to be a group effort.
I got my grade. Start going around. Okay. So here's the
Team
thing.
huddle.
I think this. I actually like this. He gives grades to all of us, and then each one of us grade his team individually.
Okay. I can take it.
All right,
John, go ahead.
I think Johnson's going to be good. I don't have to give an analysis, do I?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think Johnson's going to be good. I like that. I thought you got lucked into Schuster.
Yeah, I did.
In the second round. I think Tevin Coleman's going to have a good year. Kerryon Johnson, I'm not as high on as everybody. Overall, I think solid. B-. B.
I'll put a comma.
I think your 14th and 15th round picks are gonna be the decision makers. I give you a B.
Jalen Richard. Thank you, J-Bone.
I like the backup tight end. There's a lot of upside, so I go B-.
I feel like defense in the 11th round was a little early.
I actually took him in the 15th round. It was just the
Order of where you
software.
put them?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I would never take a defense before round.
I was worried.
I'm going B+. I really like your team, actually. I was going to take David Johnson had Kevin not taken Zeke. I love Juju Smith. Carry on, I'm fine with him there. I think that's... I was annoyed about you taking Robert Woods 1 pick before me. Tevin Coleman, TBD, but I love that you got DJ Moore, and if you can trade the back half of your draft for a quarterback like Cam Newton, that's huge value. So B+ for me. I love your team.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah, I really like it.
I think
If I ended up with that team, I would have. That's a team I was like when I was doing all my mock drafts. I ended up with that team a lot.
We're right next to each other,
yeah,
so it makes sense.
I liked it.
I don't like David Johnson there in the first round. I think Hopkins would have been a better pick. Oh, yeah. Juju falling to you was a gift. I mean, that alone makes your draft so much better than it should have been because everyone else failed at taking him earlier. Carry-on, who knows? Robert Woods, I have no opinion on. He's one of 3 receivers on a good team. Tevin Coleman,
Well, I like Latavius Murray too.
I don't know.
That's another
Yeah, DJ Moore, high upside. Latavius Murray could be great. Cam and Lamar Jackson. I don't think you need them both. Honestly, Lamar Jackson's like my 4th ranked quarterback this year. I think he's your good one. So trading your whole draft for Cam Newton, I don't actually like that trade. But the fact that you still have Lamar Jackson, I think is outstanding. So overall, and then the rest of your draft, I don't think any of these players will be on your team by week 6. So overall, I will give you a B-.
I think it's the first time we've ever graded Tom's team before.
I know. This is,
Yeah.
All right.
Too new to grade.
I got 3 minuses, a plus, and a B. So somewhere between a B and a minus.
Pretty good.
Happy with that.
Pretty good.
So nobody got an A
No.
for the 21st consecutive.
Yeah.